In the atmosphere up there is that they try to figure out, right? The atmosphere tries to figure out what's going to happen today. We're going to show you some of the snow so far from Winter Storm Liam, stretching all the way to central Minnesota. This was the scene last night in Hennepin County. Just a dusting, as you saw, but there's more. Look at this. All right, so we got a couple of systems lined up for you. Let's focus on Liam today. And as we watch the snow now spread across northern Ohio, northern Pennsylvania, that's kind of the easy part of the forecast. Steph alluded to this. Anywhere you've got this mix, we're going to be going back and forth, mixing precip types. The freezing rain, of course, is the worst when it comes to driving. Got a lot of moisture transport coming into this area. This is the water vapor. And just look at this subtropical connection out here, getting all of that moisture into the Ohio Valley and the Northeast. So that means we're going to see some heavy precipitation rates. We have some heavy rain and thunderstorms actually on the southern side of this. We've been dealing with some severe weather overnight. Actually saw some trees down across Madison County in Mississippi. So watching those thunderstorms there. And then to the wintry side of all of this, now freezing rain, not just at the airport in Baltimore, but in the city. You dropped 2 degrees. You're at 31 degrees, and we've got freezing rain there. We are at a critical 33 degrees right now in the district in Washington, D.C., and temperatures in Philly are still at 32 degrees. So as Steph talked about in the Pittsburgh area, it really matters where you are across town. To the south, you're going to be mixing in with that freezing rain and snow. To the north, like around Moon Township, where the National Weather Service office is, you've already picked up some snowfall. You have about 1.5 right now. The Weather Service reported there. But then over in eastern Ohio, look at Lisbon, 4 inches. So farther north, a little more cold air, deeper cold air, and we're getting some of the heavier snowfall rates as well. Take a look across the area. We look at Columbus, where I saw a lot of school closing across the area today here in Ohio. Grandview Heights picking up 1.8 so far. Again, a lot of moisture coming in, some heavier precipitation rates, which, by the way, that's a challenge when it comes to just clearing the roadways, right, and keeping them safe when you have just the heavy precip like this. Cincinnati, some dry air starting to work in, but we're still in that freezing drizzle, freezing rain situation here with temperatures right at 30 degrees. And you can see the broader view, what we're dealing with here. Even though there is some drier air working in, we've got a lot of moisture coming in. So places like eastern Ohio into Pennsylvania, we're going to be dealing with this as we get right through the afternoon. Complicated forecast when you just look at the hourly forecast. And you can see it happening behind Steph actually right now. But when you look at the hourly forecast, you've got snow this morning, then a period of freezing rain, then maybe a wintry mix with sleet mixing in, back to snow. Is it going to line up exactly like this? Not exactly. I think there's going to be a lot of mixing today of the precipitation, not just in Pittsburgh, but, across West Virginia, into southern Ohio, northern Kentucky. We're all dealing with the same challenge when it comes to forecasting. So let's bring up our atmosphere and talk about what's happening at all the different layers. This is making all the difference in what's falling on your driveway and your streets today. So what we're looking at right here is sort of mimicking the Pittsburgh atmosphere right now. When they launched their weather balloon at just after 7 a.m., we'll get a better picture of exactly what it looks like. But, we have that little warm layer of air coming in about 4,000 feet. You see that right up here? Temperatures just above freezing. That's why Steph is actually getting some sleet that is falling and mixing in with the snow right now all the way down to the surface. Last night, before you went to bed, it was all cold at all layers, and it was all snow, actually, all the way to the ground. But, as we've gone through the overnight hours, and this will continue to work in through the next several hours this morning, this warm layer of air punching in has made all the difference, and that, of course, is why we're getting some sleet. Now, could we get some freezing rain? Yes, we could, because you just need a little more warm air to come in at just about 2,000 feet, and then you'll get freezing rain. So you get this melting happening. It's snow way high up in the sky, but then as you see the precipitation move through this warmer layer of air above the freezing mark, you will get some melting. And then, of course, temperatures at the surface, they're very close to freezing. Steph is estimating 33 where she is, but around the area, it's 30, it's 31, maybe it's 32. It's very close to freezing, and freezing on surfaces is going to be a big problem right here, right through the morning. Later today, I will mention, we'll get all cold air in, and we'll change back over to snow as we get the front to move on through right through the area. Complicated day here, Reynolds.
All right, Jen, certainly is.
And honestly, stay off the roads this morning because it's so difficult, right, to figure out if you're going to exactly stay at snow the whole time or mix in. I mean, the atmosphere is literally fighting with itself. It's the only way I can describe it. It's trying to get all the different precip types and spit them out right here in that area where Steph is. That is the battle zone. Now, we have a lot of rain that actually extends all the way down into the south. There's a lot of moisture transport into the system. It's all coming from the southern branch of the jet stream, and you can see all that moisture coming in. It's why we have such high precipitation rates that are happening right now in Ohio and Pennsylvania. I'm going to show you an example of that in just a moment. Now, in terms of temperatures, and it's not just about what the temperature is at the surface. It's what's happening all the way up through the atmosphere. atmosphere, and I showed you that at 10 past the hour. I'll do that again next hour to break down what's happening. But at the surface, we do have freezing conditions in Baltimore, in the city, and at the airport. Philadelphia at 31 degrees. I just checked schools there. They're closed tomorrow, of course, for the parade, but as of today yet, I haven't seen any closures or delays, but we'll see, because again, freezing rain is happening there. Hagerstown getting a glaze of ice as well. And we just wanted to show you this across Ohio, how we've been moving up the snowfall amounts. This is the Grandview Heights area in the Columbus area. Last half hour, it was just over 1.5 inches. Now it's 2.5 inches. So we're really increasing the snow very quickly here. It'll start coming down. That is a very dangerous situation. Stay out from underneath trees like that. Here is the radar in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Maryland, Delaware. You can see we've got that freezing rain actually that has moved up into Philadelphia. So temperatures are just below the freezing mark here. It is mainly snow, but mixing in with some sleet along I-76 and the Pennsylvania Turnpike, and we're getting in the southwestern corner of the state literally everything. I just saw Latrobe, Pennsylvania coming in with rain, but then elsewhere, most other spots are coming in with some either freezing rain or sleet or snow. And then we take a look at what's going to happen through the day today. We've got a very strong piece of our jet stream right in here, a jet streak as we call it, and that is going to enhance the lift. And we're going to see that over Ohio and then moving up into western Pennsylvania and into New York State. Very strong winds at the jet stream level, up over 200 miles per hour. When you enhance the lift, that means air can rise more rapidly. It means that the precip is going to develop more rapidly and then come down quicker as well. So in a place like Syracuse, when the snow comes in this morning, and it'll start about a little after 8 o'clock, it's going to quickly come down and quickly coat the roadways with snowfall rates, and it will be all snow for you with the temperatures that we got going on. Snowfall rates will be inches per hour. We'll see that last for several hours, actually right through the lunch hour, and then taper off pretty quickly into the late afternoon. So timing it out all across the area. The battle zone for the precip types, southern Pennsylvania and south, pretty much I-76 and point south. And then we go up into northwestern PA, western New York. This is where we're going to see some of that heaviest snowfall. We'll watch that right along the I-90 corridor. And then as we get into the later afternoon and then into this evening, watch up here into New England. We're going to see some intense precip rates as well. Plus, we'll be watching that rain snow line for you right along the coast with that coastal front that will set up as well. Here's a quick look at how much will fall. A widespread 5 to 8 with some areas of 8 to 12 inches of snow right here into northern New York and more up into New England. And then behind this storm system, Steph, there's another one literally waiting in the wings starting to come in tomorrow.